is going to be a little different. Thank you. We are going to be very open tonight and have kind of an open conversation and dialogue to see what's going on with everybody and what is working. We're going to talk all things time management and just kind of how you're making it work, or maybe some things that you want tips on how to make it work. We have a lot of busy people, and I think sometimes it can feel isolating, like you are so busy and no one else could possibly understand your level of busy, and that there's no way you could possibly get this job done, and you're really like, you're just feeling like you're drowning and like, oh, I'm slipping on my own journey, I'm slipping on my business. First and foremost, you're not alone. Like, everybody's in a crazy season. So instead of kind of feeling that sense of I'm just going to get paralyzed and do nothing in my business, we're going to just try to open the topic up and come together, because everyone's going through this, and together we can help each other actually stay accountable to what we want to do, but also kind of just share what's working and how are you doing it in your life, because it doesn't have to be perfect. I think when we think of time management, we think of this perfectly laid out calendar and it's color blocked and it's like, I've made this appointment with myself. And while that is wonderful and my OCD type A brain loves it, that's not super realistic for real life, because things happen. Your kid gets sick, something happens at work, and your day goes haywire. Your work schedule doesn't line up. You slept through your alarm, and that's your work time. So you've got to be able to have some flexibility, but also some really honest accountability with what is important to you and your business. So we're going to start with recognition with Rachel, and then we'll kind of open up the topic from there.
All right. So some Success Club. Let's see, I can't even see this. Success Club recognition. We have just over 1 week left for the month of September, which is plenty of time to help more people, as long as you are showing up, ready to serve with value and make clear offers to people. Be clear about what you have to offer people to help them solve problems in their life. So Success Club, if anyone is new on the call, is when you help at least 3 brand new people get started each month with usually a challenge pack, or it can be like Shakeology on Home Direct. But most commonly, we see it as challenge packs. And every time you help someone, you earn 2 points. Success Club has lots of cool rewards that come along with it, like earning free vacations, earning a ticket to Summit if you're a brand new coach, being invited to be a part of a test group, and lots of other really cool things. So it's something that all coaches have on there as a part of their monthly goals in their business. So congrats to both Jessica and Angela, who are leading our team with 14 Success Club points this month. And Brooke and Stephanie have also locked in Success Club 10. Congrats to Erica, who has 6 points, and Ashley, Shauna, and Raquel, or Erica at 7 points. I think I said 6. And Ashley, Shauna, and Raquel with 6 points. Jackie, Christina with 5 points, and lots of other people on the board. Again, we have just over 7 days, I think it's like 8 days, to help more people get started this month. All right, that's all I have for recognition.
Okay, so like Jessica said, today we wanted to have like an open forum where we talk time management, because I'll be honest, it is not necessarily my strength on time management. I have things that are non-negotiables that I get done daily, and I get done weekly, and I get done monthly. And that's what helps me. If I just know these are what have to get done, I don't care when you get it done. If you're getting your butt up at 5 a.m. or you're staying up till midnight, it has to get done. That's what works for me. I don't know if that's something that I would recommend to all of you, because sometimes I feel like I'm running around crazy, but I think having some non-negotiables in your life, in your business, that you know, no matter what, come hell or high water, it's getting done. But I wanted to open it up, and I am literally looking at my busy teachers, specifically Kristen McNair and Jackie Robb. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I feel like y'all have some really great time management. At least from the outside looking in, I'm like, dang, I just love what's going on here. So not to put you on the spot, but I would love for you guys just to share what you do. I know that you are both busy teachers, on how you fit it in and how you make it work in busy seasons of your life.
Christina, do you want to start? I can't even see.
They didn't know I was just going to call them out, but
okay,
I feel like they're going to do great. Go ahead.
For me, my biggest struggle is consistency, and thank goodness for my husband, because if I tell him, like, when I get home, I don't care if I'm tired, I don't care if I am telling you, please don't make me go get work done. He's like, you told me that this is something you want to do. So you need to go and work for 1 more hour. I'll wrap things up in my office. You go do your power hour and take care of what you need to do for an hour. But just sharing your goals with your family. And it's not just your husband, but also your kids. And let them know, like, what you're building toward. I mean, Joe knows that whenever mom goes in her room and he's in his room, like, the door is shut for an hour. And so for me, I just started to share that with Joe and with Jason, and that really helped me to be consistent and to continually show up. I don't have a problem with waking up in the morning and getting workout done. I don't have problems sharing on my stories. I don't have any problems with that. It's after school. So if you ultimately make a plan for what you're going to do when you walk in that door at the end of the day, if it's sitting down with your family until dinner time and then bedtime and then you work an hour, or if it's during your lunch at school. But I know as soon as I walk in that door, whenever I get home, I'm exhausted, and I'm sure every other teacher on here is. But just talk to your family and have them support you in your goals, and reach out, because I know that Kristen texts me in power hours all the time, but by the time she texts me, I'm halfway through with one. So just reach out to your people too, because we're here for you also. That's all I got.
So for me, I have to plan it in, and by planning it in, like, it is all color coded. Like, I know I'm going to work from this time to this time, and I'm present there, and then I schedule in my power hours for the evening from about 6 to 8 right now. I don't like doing that until I actually start doing it. And within 10 to 15 minutes of doing it, 2 hours have gone by and I feel more fulfilled. I've gotten a lot of work done. And then when I go back to my husband at the end of that block of time, we enjoy being together, and he's gotten to do something that he likes to do as well. So honoring, and I put it in pen, like it is in green pen. I'm working for this block of time. And to me, if something is in pen, it's gonna happen. And to be honest, there are many nights I don't want to. And I know one night last week, Erica texted me. She's like, hey, you haven't texted me yet. Are we going to power hour? And I do the same for her. So having people that are on that same schedule as you, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 people, so that you check in with each other to make sure you're getting it done. Even if it's as simple as, like, here in another half hour, I'm going to text a picture of my tracker to Leah just to let her know, hey, I fulfilled my goal to myself, and I'm letting you know that I did it too. Preferably, I like getting work done at noon during my lunchtime, because I feel like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, I have the most energy in my day, and I feel like I can give my best to the actual income producing activities. That doesn't always happen, but when it does, I take advantage of that time. And if that means I'm eating my lunch while I'm sending out invites, then I am getting it done in a better headspace than I would at 8 o'clock at night, when at 8 o'clock I can focus on connections and something more mindless.
Question. You said that I think you said this, that you feel, did you say you feel more energized after you start doing your power hour when you sit down? I felt the same way too when I was teaching. Why is that? What is the thought that makes you feel that way?
I think once I take care of one thing and just put one little checkbox down, I feel like I've accomplished something, and that accomplishment makes me want to keep going. And then before you know it, you're done with it. It's the same thing we tell our challengers. Like, if you just do one workout, you're going to want to do the next one. So it's just a matter of starting.
I love that. So true. Does anyone else, Erica, you're somebody who is also really consistent, and I know juggling a full-time job. How, like, not only just like how do you fit it in, but like how do you make the decision to stay committed? What kind of goes through your head each day that helps you stay consistent?
Kristen has helped me learn to time block, which has been a massive game changer for me because I do the same thing. I'm very intentional about what I'm doing. So like the time that I put into coaching is that intentional time, and it feels good to be doing that because I know that I've put the intentional time into other things as well. And there are times when I don't get stuff done, and I've learned to not beat myself up over it, and I just prioritize. Like, I was in a training the other day, and it's like you want to focus on doing the 20%, but there are some days when you only need to do 20% of the 20%. So it's like really digging down and figuring out like what is going to make the most impact on your business that day. And I do those things, and I let the other ones fall away, and I don't think about them anymore because there's nothing I can do about it. I try to do stuff at work, but I have found if I try to do stuff at work, I mess stuff up, and I will like send a copy and paste message with somebody else's name in it. So I've just stopped doing things like that. So it's just really learning that process, because then when I sit down to do it, like Kristen said, like I feel good when I'm doing it. You know, like maybe I'm tired, maybe I didn't want to do it, but I know when I'm sitting down to reach out to people, whether it's challengers, people I've been talking to, or new people, it feels good because I know I'm going in with my heart to serve them. So that's what I do.
That is such a great point. And I know you've said this 100 times, but you can never hear it too much, and it's probably been too long since maybe anyone's heard it. But when you're doing mom life, be a mom. When you are at school, be a teacher. And when you're at whatever job you're doing, be the best possible employee at that job. And those skills, like having that level of dedication for what you do, is actually what makes you a really great coach, because then you show up to your business feeling the same, with that same mindset. Like, I'm going to give 100% at school when I'm at school, or at work. I'm going to give 100% when it's time, scheduled time with my family and your kids. That's time just for 100% to them. And like, I don't know if whether or not balance is actually possible or whatnot, but blocking off, like giving all of yourself to each one of those things, and not trying to spread yourself so thin and do lots of things, multitask through all your different responsibilities, is so crucial. I love what Leah said in the chat, that Leah, might have you talk here in just a second. Let me find it. That she thinks it's connections, that when you do a power hour, you're reminded of why you love this so much. I think that is really, like, that is something that maybe it doesn't energize everybody. I know for me in particular, it energized me too. Like, just starting with that helps get you in that kind of that mindset of like, oh, I really am making a difference. And if that's something that's really important to you, if that gives you fulfillment, if that energizes you, then that's a great thing to start with. Like Erica said, there are days where you can't do everything. Like some days you just can't, but you can probably do something. And maybe that's, you just focusing on your own physical health and fitness journey that day, or just showing up in your stories, or just making a post, or just checking in with your challengers. But think about whatever it is that makes you feel like whatever is the thing in your business that makes you feel the best. Start with that, because that's going to give you the momentum to do more. If you feel like, for example, if you're like, okay, I've really only got a few minutes today because of whatever your schedule says, and you're like, oh, the thing I hate the most is making a post. Don't make a post on that day. Don't choose that to be the thing that you're doing, because then you're spending the only chunk of time you have to work your business doing a thing that you maybe have more negative thoughts around or stress yourself out about. Do the thing that maybe you're like, I really love checking with my challengers. Check in with them on that, or check in with them on their journey, see how they're doing, have conversations with them. And then that might help get the ball rolling for other things. Okay, Leah, are you on video? Let's see. Oh yeah, do you want to share?
Yes, I'm getting this mom routine figured out. I'm on video right now. What did you want me to chat about?
I'd love to know because you grew a really solid foundation to your business when you were teaching, and then how you change, how you make it work as your seasons of life have changed.
It's been difficult. I think just the transition of being a new mom and a schedule and actually being at home is way harder than I ever imagined. And I was just telling Travis, I was like, there's no way I'd be able to probably stay home if I didn't have coaching. But then again, I have to be reminded of why I love coaching, and it's the outlet, it's the community. I have to go back to that place. And that's what gets me motivated to be able to sit down and actually do work. But I guarantee you the first few months, it was very hard juggling mom life and getting things in. So I felt like it was more pockets of my day. And now I know that I'm just not like a pocket person. It drives me off the wall. I think it's like my Enneagram 6 coming out. And I can't get enough done that I want to get done and be productive with working in pockets. And sometimes pockets are going to happen. But I just sent Kristen this morning. This was the most productive day, y'all, that I've had since I've been a new mom, but it's because I did this. And I wrote just a to-do list that I can check off and feel really good. And it's not just all coaching stuff. It's other things around the house or things I've been holding off, just making phone calls to AT&T to update a credit card or whatever it is. But this got me going today. And I feel so good accomplishing this. But it was hard. It wasn't pretty, transitioning into being home and being a new mom, and it's just crazy all the time. And I was telling Travis earlier too, I had to wake up though at 5:00 this morning, because my whole day is consumed with Lachlan, and between nap time and breastfeeding, it's just it's nonstop. So there's no way I'm going to be able to get everything done that I want to. So I looked at the clock this morning and it was okay, I could close my eyes and go back to sleep or get my ass up and start my day. And that's the only reason I was able to accomplish that. So I'm just now though, guys, shifting. So I'm not perfect. And you're going to have to just tell yourself, you just got to do it, whatever is stopping you. And I also have been consistent with personal development for the last 16 days. And I feel like that has helped me tremendously. There were days where I was missing and I was skipping and I don't know, my head was cut off and I was a hot mess. But I feel like that plus this is going to get me going somewhere and getting up before Lachlan gets up, because my day is consumed. After he's up, it's go, go, go. It's very hard to do anything. It's I'm at work all day, right? But I feel like that block of time and getting a to-do list done and at least logging into 1 power hour, whether I'm actually doing the actions or listening, that way I'm picking up oh, that was a good way to follow up. I haven't heard of that idea. And I'm picking up different things from other coaches too. So that's been helpful.
That's awesome, Leah. Thank you for sharing so openly and honestly. Just by quick show of hands, how many of us are able to hop onto any of the power hours? We have that big power hour schedule. It's marked as an announcement in Team VIP. How many of you are able to do that? just a show of hands if you've been able to get on those. Those are really, really helpful. Again, if you could just schedule it in. They have some early in the morning, they have some in the evening. I know for a lot of working people, they even have some at noon, but a lot of working people, the evening is best. And then there's weekends too. Highly, highly encourage you to hop onto that. They are top coaches from across the network. So you get to hear lots of new things on how other coaches and how other teams do it. So strongly encourage you to do that if you're not taking advantage of that already. All I want to say, and I want to hear from other people too. I hope that you are hearing this and feeling like a little bit of weight off of your chest. Because the one thing when I talk to coaches and they tell me that they're struggling is I feel scattered. I feel like I'm not making good use of my time. If I had a nickel for every time a coach told me that, I would be in the millionaire club. So I hope that we really wanted to just come on and share, because I know sometimes it can feel when we're in our home or on our phone, it can feel like it's just me who sucks at time management. And I hope you know that we're all just trying to figure it out, and you got to find your rhythm, and different seasons require different pieces of you. So I hope that you're just like, okay, it's not just me. I hope that you're feeling that, because I can tell you right now, I'm feeling it listening to that. So yes, thank you. Okay, who else has something that they maybe want to pop on? Lauren, were you Leclerc? Was that you, Lauren Leclerc, was saying something about not multitasking, or somebody said something about like, I'm not a good multitasker and having to like section it off. I don't know who said that. I feel like I read that in the
Yeah,
chat.
that was me. So I've forever in my professional job, like through last year, thought like was really proud of the fact that I was a really good multitasker. Like I could do so many things at once. But I found, and I've come to the realization over the summer that it really just kind of drains me, because I'll be like getting on social, and I'll go on to post one thing and I'll get distracted and I'm not paying attention to my kids. And I just don't feel like I'm doing, kind of like Erica said, I'm like distracted and I'm not doing like a great job at what I'm posting. So I've been trying this week to like only do work in the mornings and in the evenings, and really just spend the middle part of the day like focusing and being present with my kids. And it's made like a really big difference to like my mental feeling. And I totally agree with Leah. Like it's like a full-time job to have kids, and like it's a lot more than I thought it, it keeps your day completely busy, just like you're at your professional job. So I found if I get up early too, I usually get up at like 5 o'clock, so I can get a chunk of like a little bit of work done in my workout before the kids get up. Makes a huge difference in my day too.
Okay, I love that. And yeah, I feel like I suck at multitasking, and then it ends up taking more time, and then I feel like I'm just being a terrible coach and being a terrible mom, and then no one wins, and then I'm grumpy, and it's just a whole hot mess. So totally agree there. I've really had to like shut it down when my kids are home, and that just makes me feel better about myself as a mom when I do that. So thank you for that. Jen, I feel like you crush a to-do list. I mean, my goodness, if somebody can just nail a to-do list, it is you. So I would love to hear your tips for time management.
Yeah, so I discipline is I think one thing that I have. I'll be honest, as far as like if you were to look at what I've been posting, a lot of nothing. But that's the beautiful thing of social media. Behind the scenes, we can get a lot done. And I don't know who said it. I would think it was just now Rachel, you said it, or we've kind of all said it, is if you're in a crazy season, I'm in a crazy season right now, but I'll never tell that to anybody except you guys. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Between planning a wedding, we're putting our house on the market in 2 weeks, and all the things. But so it's prioritizing. It's really making sure that what is going to give you, I don't do the easiest things first. And by easy of like, just to be able to do it, like, okay, I cleaned my wallet out. I mean, come on, that's like, it's nothing. So doing the stuff to me that has the most benefit is going to happen no matter what. And so I recommend having a long list, writing down everything, and then prioritizing what's going to do. But if you start doing the things that give the most benefit to you, that feels good. And to me, when I invite people that that makes me money. And so I'm going to do that. I may not do a post. I may not have created a reel in over a month, but I love making money. And so I will never not talk to people. I will never not. And so in different seasons, it's going to look different. Sometimes I'm killing my social media game. I got viral reels. I'm doing the shit. But right now, I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not necessarily, some days I haven't even been posting my workout videos because that just didn't happen on my to-do list. Because me posting a workout video, does that directly make me money? It helps, but people who've been following me enough on a day that it's just crazy, I'd rather send invites or connect with the challenger who needs to re-up on a bod. That is, I can upgrade a challenge pack versus making sure I have a perfect pre-workout dance party with the right music, right? So my biggest advice with to-do lists and feeling successful is, one, get over completing it all. Like, I don't feel like I need to get it all checked off. I love seeing a list. It excites me when I know what I have to do tomorrow, but prioritizing the stuff that's truly going to continue moving your business forward, that's going to set you up, that kind of stuff. Where can you pawn things off to other people? You don't have to be a superwoman. You shouldn't. Ask for help. You know, your husband knows how to unload a dishwasher. And if he needs to do it this week, fucking make him. Okay? You know, I mean, like right now we're going through so much, and I love being the home caretaker, but Patrick has had to step up a little bit because I have so much going on, you know, and I just tell him, like, hey, you have to handle dinner literally the month of August. Like, I can't. Like, it's not happening. September, maybe I'll start cooking again, but like, you know, I've maybe cooked one meal in the month of August, and he's used to like steady meals. You know, meal planning, I haven't been following the beautiful meal plan and stuff. I'm doing what's basic, what's healthy, what's fueling my body. It's nothing beautiful. So my biggest thing is do the things that are going to make you money. That's my best tip. It feels good. There's more benefit, and it's going to make you want to do more. So that, I don't know if that's like good tips or not, but that's what I do. That's how I'm surviving.
I think that was so great, Jen. You know, one thing for everyone to remember, I was actually being coached by Kristen Boss. I know some of you listen to her podcast earlier this week, and kind of had the realization that I'm somebody who chooses stress that in my own life. And I used to say teaching was really stressful. And I was like, when I coach full time, I will no longer have that stress. False. I created that stress. Or saying things like, oh, the weight of having debt is so stressful. And while yes, that is a layer of stress, becoming debt-free, still stress. And it's really like a condition and a choice that I think, and I feel like the same thing applies with time management. I know a lot of us, myself included, love to tell a story like, oh, I have a squirrel brain. I'm easily distracted. I wish I could tell you like, oh, I know that we could get done all of our business building activities in 2 to 3 hours a day, and you could have a 6-figure business. I wish I spent that little time. I'm probably productive, only that much time. But if I know like, oh, I have 6 hours to do something, it's going to take me 6 hours to do something. So anyone who is in you're looking at your schedule and you're like, everything is tight. I just do not have that much time. That is awesome. Lean into it, because you can actually get so much done. Like Jen said, focus on those, like the things that are going to move the needle in your business, the thing that you feel excited about doing that is going to move your business forward. And know that having more time is rarely going to solve the problem of being more productive in your business. So if you're struggling with the thought of like, I'm not organized, or I can't manage my time. Work on why is it that you feel that way, and how can you build some evidence in your life to remind yourself and prove to yourself that you actually can. You can manage your time. You can be productive. You can get stuff done in a short amount of time, and kind of work on building that belief, and then go and take action on it so that you can build that, strengthen that belief even more.
I love that, Rachel. I think, even Raquel like boosted me up, like Jen is good at to-do lists. Like I've decided I'm good at to-do lists. Like I think like be someone who's like, I love that. Like if it's stressing you out, it's going to stress you out. But I feel like I've always had this positive mindset around coaching and doing the coaching activities, even when times are hard. So if you have that positive affirmation of like, I'm doing the things, but if you're like, gosh, oh, I feel like I've barely done anything and I still have so much to do. Like, no, like if I don't get to stuff, it literally is no skin off my back. Like I let it go. And just like, I'm doing, like always tell yourself you're killing it. Raquel and I, our old boss would literally be like, how y'all doing? We're like, we're killing it. Like, that's just what we always said. So positive affirmations, but also do kill it, too. Do the things. I think I love that. I never thought about that, Rachel, of like, it's so of what you say and you tell yourself, because I have plenty of reasons to be stressed, but I'm not. Like, I feel great. I'm doing it. I don't know. I love it.
All right, Jess or Raquel, anything else?
I feel like this was so helpful. I love hearing from everybody, and I think it's just so good to hear that like nobody is like killing anything. Like everybody has their struggles, everybody has their great days, everybody doesn't. I just tried to kind of sum up just a couple of things, and I'll put this in the event page too, but don't try to multitask. That was like a big game changer. Stop trying to multitask. That was one of the first things I learned in this business is I suck at multitasking. And I don't know why it used to be a popular buzzword, but it's not. So just stop. We're not girl bosses and we don't multitask. Just ew. No. There's no such thing as balance, and there's no such thing as perfect time management. Like those things are just abstract concepts that don't exist. Sometimes it's going to flow differently from week to week, from day to day, and that's totally okay. Do your personal development no matter what. I can tell you a distinct difference in Leah Lively when she does personal development and when she doesn't. She knows this. She will fight against personal development. She always has, but she has such a different outlook and such a different business when she does it. And like she said, she's 16 days strong. And then have an impact list. Have your priority list, have that impact list, that return on investment. I love the way that Jen said it. Like she knows what makes her money. Be in the conversations. I know that Angela Waters is totally the same way. You don't see her posting on social media, but here she is crushing it, hitting Success Club 16. Why do you think that is? It's because she's doing the thing that has the biggest return on investment. Not the flashiest, not the easiest, not the most. The reason it's easy to post your workout stories every day is because you do it every day and you're just used to doing it. But think about how much time you could spend sending messages if that's the only time you truly have. And the big takeaway from Rachel that it really, really, I think is, if I could just have us take away anything, more time will not give you more production. And Raquel and I were talking about this today, and working this business for 6 years, we've never been good at time management, quote unquote. We've always filled our time gap up to our eyeballs, whether we were working full time, whether we had 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 1 kid, 3 kids. You're going to be as busy as you allow yourself to be. I was busy before I had kids, and then I had kids, and I'm even busier. It's not my 24 hours didn't adjust. The way that I use it adjusted. So more time isn't going to make you more productive, but it's what you're doing in that time and being focused and intentional and not trying to do 80 billion things at once. And really not forgetting the things that are most important. Your family comes first. Your journey comes first. Don't forget that piece, because you want those people in your corner. Like Jackie said, to start us off, make sure that they know what your goals are and what you're doing, and control what you can control. But I thought this was so great. Thank you guys so much for sharing. We'll share these tidbits in the team event page. I hope everybody has the most amazing day. Is there anything else that anybody wants to say before we pop off?
We'll do the market. I'll make an event for it tomorrow, but we'll have our marketing call on Saturday, which means it's almost September, which is crazy to me. So be on the lookout for that Saturday morning.
And then last thing, in case you didn't see, do we know the date for Body? Who knows it? Who knows it? September 21st. Did y'all hear that? Did you see that? Okay, get excited because it's coming. So many exciting things coming up. So get excited. I will post the recording in the event page, but thank you so much for being on with us tonight. Bye, y'all. Have a great night.
You on the social.